Good morning, everyone, and welcome to the Unity of Reading Sunday celebration. Today is July 12th, and our daily word today is guidance. I'm divinely guided. Guidance can be easy to find in the outer world. Maps and GPS technology can help me navigate my way just through about anywhere. Everywhere I go, there are signs marking streets, adorning storefronts, and providing just about every kind of information and opinion imaginable. Spiritual guidance often is not that evident, but it is much more valuable. This guidance can come to me as a persistent tug on my attention, as a gut feeling or intuition, or even in a dream as I sleep. I pay attention to the guidance I receive and step out in faith to move my steps in its direction. I know that the spirit of wisdom and love within me is always guiding me to blessings of greater peace, love, and prosperity. And from Psalm 25:4, make me to know your ways, O Lord, teach me your paths. I like the quote that says, our minds are like a parachute. They work best when they're open. I'd like to add to that quote, our hearts are also like a parachute. They work best when open. Last week at our physical celebration, I shared a story about my granddaughter, Izzy, so I didn't want to have anybody that just listens to my video messages miss my story. So members of Unity know that my grandchildren are my best teachers, and I believe that all children are our best teachers. Many believe that we're here to teach them, but just as much of our other thinking is backwards, that's backwards also. As Jesus taught, we must become as little children to enter into the kingdom of heaven. And Buddha also quoted, care about your children, just bless them instead of worrying, as every child is a little Buddha who helps his parents grow up. My granddaughter Izzy is 5 years old and she has a heart as big as her body. She's caring, loving, and always wanting to give. When they're with me, they like to go to the little convenience store by my house for a treat or a drink. When we go, I sometimes buy a $1 scratch-off lottery ticket for each of them, as Izzy loves to scratch them off. My daughter has been coming along as well because we go in the pool in the afternoon. A few weeks ago, when we went to the store, I bought one lottery ticket for each of them. Izzy took them and handed them out, and then they all scratched them off. Izzy had the only winning ticket for $1. We didn't have time to take it back to cash it in, so she put it in her little purse to bring in the next time. The next week, we went to the store again, and I purchased 3 more tickets, and Izzy handed them out and had another winner for $5. My daughter looked at me and said, how does she do that? She hands the tickets out before they're scratched off, but she always seems to get the winning one. I just nodded and replied, well, I guess it must be the law of attraction. We went to the store, and Izzy was so excited, as now she had $6 worth of winning tickets to cash in. When she was handed the $6, she immediately turned to her little brother and said, Bubba, do you want anything? If Mommy says it's okay, I'll buy it for you. Then she looked at my daughter and myself and asked, Mommy, Nana, do you want anything? I looked at my daughter, my heart was melted, and said, that is why Izzy always wins. Izzy was more excited about using her money to buy things for others than she was to buy things for herself. That is a huge lesson from a child. I'm currently taking a certificate class from Yale on Coursera entitled The Science of Well-Being. They presented research on this exact thing, which was published in a book called Happy Money. They gave people in the study 2 $5 bills and instructed them to use one to buy something for themselves and to use the second $5 bill to buy something for someone else. Afterwards, they were asked which one made them happier. Across the board, the response was spending the $5 on someone else produced much more happiness than spending it on themselves. This study showed the same results across the world, as they did this even in some of the countries where $5 would seem like worth a lot more. The conclusion was that many of us believe by making more money to buy things for ourselves will bring us greater happiness, when in reality, giving to others is what really makes us happier. The last few weeks I've been speaking on living in the flow of life, living in the kingdom of heaven. And today I'm going to conclude this series and wrap it up with the advice of Jesus and Buddha. To live in the kingdom of heaven, to live life in the flow, we must become as little children and allow them to remind us and teach us how to live. So let's look at how we can be more like little children. First thing, get excited. Children live in the moment. They live mindfully and with enthusiasm. A child can get extremely excited over the smallest things. They see flowers instead of weeds. They may be playing with a dollar toy, having company come over, seeing the mail truck pull up. But better yet, nothing at all. They can get excited over nothing at all. The thought of something exciting can send a child in a 10-minute, high on it life excursion. I know myself, whenever I come through the door, my grandchildren holler and scream and jump up and down and yell, Nana, Nana. I've never had an adult greet me in that way. It's not as if they rarely get to see me. Sometimes we've just been together the day before, but kids find the joy and excitement in living in every aspect. Children know excitement is for every day. If it's not exciting, then something isn't working. While adults reserve excitement for vacations and holidays, children can be overcome by excitement multiple times throughout the day. Why? Because they don't take little things for granted. They appreciate and get excited over the things that we as adults take for granted. Often we as adults will tell them to calm down. That's nothing to get excited about, or this isn't a big deal. In reality, we need to get excited over that too. Everything can be a gift when we change our perspective and appreciate more. This level of energy not only has the potential to make you much happier, but also it helps you manifest more what excites you. If the universe speaks in frequency, in vibration, nothing is more powerful than excitement. Learn to enjoy the little things, for one day you will maybe look back and realize that those things were the big things. Another lesson learned from children is to use our imagination. What can you imagine? When a child tells you a story or a goal, can you see it? It may be the most outlandish explanation you've ever heard, but what was your first reaction? Do you dismiss it as just kid talking, or do you engage and go on an adventure in your mind? Are you an adult that says go for it, or are you an adult that says that's impossible? We know that whatever we can imagine, we can create. We know that pretending is important to children. Acting as if is also important to us as adults. Show the universe you're serious about your desires and act on them. Get into the feeling of the desire fulfilled. Jesus told us with God, anything is possible. Anything. How big is your imagination? How far out of the box can you think? Dream big. Dreams are meant to be grandiose. That's what makes them worth fighting for. Children think big when it comes to their dreams, and they have all the faith in the world that it's possible. Until we as adults try to steer them in a different way, into more obtainable direction. Yet, where would we be in the world if we never had any big dreamers? Dreaming and imagination cultivate confidence. Kids show up with an I can do attitude. The dreams that children have are backed by a heap load of confidence. This only lessens in them by hearing, you can't do that, or that's impossible, multiple times by people they love or respect. Even then, many rebel towards such negative attitudes. They are intuitive enough to see that particular adults have been jaded and failed at their own desires. Inspire them to keep the confidence, speaking on a failed attempt as an opportunity to improve. Allow their determination to spark confidence in you as well. Play and downtime sparks the imagination. Do you take that time? If not, make a list of how the imagination can help with your goals that you have right now and begin a journey once a week to gain that childhood trait back into your life. Imagine, pretend, act as if, and enjoy every minute of it. Try new things. Man cannot discover new oceans unless he has the courage to lose sight of the shore. Children are not afraid to play a sport they have never tried before. They will jump on a trampoline, dive into a pool, or ski down a mountain, even if it's foreign to them. As adults, we fear the unknown. We stay safely tucked in our comfort zone and rarely venture out. Adventure exhilarates us and awakens the spirit. Get outside, jump on the trampoline, hula hoop, swim, skate, climb up the monkey bars, go down the slide. You're not too old. We don't stop playing because we grow old. We grow old because we stop playing. What are you afraid of exactly? Will your clothes get dirty? Maybe, but the fun you'll have in the end will take care of the stains. Play increases your health by raising your heart rate, decreasing blood pressure, lowering cholesterol, and most importantly, boosting your happiness. The greatest thing you can learn from a child is to have fun. We know that it is hard enough in this tough world with many obligations that we have. But if we learn to leave behind our worries and fears for just at least a few minutes and have fun, you'll see the beauty that children see in every single day. Sing out loud, dance when you feel like it. Children find true joy while playing with friends, and they love making new ones. They join soccer teams, go to birthday parties, start new schools. These are all ways that kids can make new friends. Children adhere to the motto, the more the merrier, and adults should as well. Children make friends easily. They don't immediately judge. Children see people for their soul. They just want to be around loving, fun humans and critters. It doesn't matter where you live, the shade of your skin, what hobbies you do or do not enjoy, sexual preference, or what you did bad in your past. They genuinely do not care. How have you been treating them in the now is what's important. That is where their attention flows. If you hear a child being prejudiced, racist, or judgmental in any fashion outside of the frequency that they're feeling from someone in the now, it has been programmed toward them to repeat it. We could all use a lesson from this category in some way or another. I know whenever I take my grandchildren to the playground, they play with whoever is there. When I take them home, Izzy says to her mommy, "I made a new friend today." When was the last time you ventured out and made a new friend? If we would look at everyone as a friend and treat them that way, we would all be living in the kingdom of heaven. Children teach us to be courageous and persistent. Life shrinks or expands in proportion to one's courage. Children do not fear or know the word failure. If they did, we would all be crying, falling around, and never have learned to walk. Think of a toddler learning to walk. He'll stand up, take a few steps, fall down, and begin the cycle again and again and again until they succeed in walking. At what point did we learn to fear failure? Many adults, when they summon up the courage to step towards their dreams, will stop the first time that they appear to fall down. A child's life feels limitless because they are not confined by fears and failure or humiliation. They march forward with hope and determination because they don't know any better. They haven't been beaten down. They haven't experienced failure. They embrace life and all that it has to offer with open arms. To succeed in our dreams and desires, we need to reconnect with that courage and persistence that we all had when we were children. We need to know, as children do, that every day is a fresh start. There's no such thing as failure. We just need to keep trying, find a different way, practice, and never, ever give up. Children know how to let go. They feel their emotions strongly, but never hold on too long. Children teach us to never feel bad for anything too long. Have you noticed how children become sad when something bad happens, but quickly forget it and return back to their happy self? When something doesn't go the way a child wants it to go, you will be witnessing a tantrum, a pouting session, or even crying, but quickly after, it will be as if nothing happened. Wouldn't it be great if we could all go through life sharing this trait with children? When you fail in something and feel down, commit to behaving like a child. Dust yourself off, jump back up, and find happiness in something else. Look around you and find something that interests you. This seems to be what children do in such situations. When they're hurt by someone else, children are often easily pacified by two simple words, "I'm sorry." Once those are said, they are able to hug it out and move on. This tends to be far more productive than the adult way of skirting the issue and holding a grudge. Children are spontaneous. Spontaneity fosters growth and keeps life flowing. It should be celebrated. Plans keep us from fully experiencing the fascinating things that life has to offer because we are blindsided by our own rigidity. Children, on the other hand, are constantly growing and learning because they are open to the natural flow of life. Foster the curiosity of a child. Their minds are open to learning new things. They ask the question, why? When we lose our sense of curiosity, it's almost as if we die a little inside. Be curious about learning new things, discovering new things, new places to visit. Curiosity leads us towards self-fulfillment. What's so bad about asking questions? Do you think you'll sound stupid? Not at all. It's quite the opposite. Asking questions shows humility, a desire to learn, a desire to grow. Children are not afraid or concerned about other people's opinions of them. They are happy and secure with themselves. They do not only not judge others, they do not judge themselves. Adults often don't speak freely. We're afraid that our words will be rejected, or that what other people will say, or if we're bothering other people. A child can teach you to be yourself. Don't let your perceptions of what others are thinking stop you from doing what you want to do. Children don't start paying attention to what others are thinking about them until they are trained to do so by society. They begin their lives willing to be silly without a second thought as to what they look like. And when we always say what other people want to hear, we don't feel good inside. Free yourself by expressing yourself sincerely like a child would. Adults often find themselves in situations where children are dangerously honest with other people. It can often make people uncomfortable, but honesty doesn't equal rude. The best thing you can do for yourself is to learn from being a child and being honest. By not allowing ourselves to speak freely, we tend to keep things inside and stress over the least important details. There are many situations where you would want to just keep your thoughts to yourself. In some cases, that's the right thing to do. But in others, the fear of being judged or rejected is preventing you from expressing yourself. At times, the most refreshing thing you can do is express yourself sincerely, like children do, even if it's something the other person doesn't really want to hear. This especially applies to feelings. Children love to express their feelings. If they're doing something and exciting about something, you'll know it. If they don't, you will know it again. And since you are the person having similar feelings, why would we struggle to express them? Stop feeling the need to hide your feelings to avoid conflict or not offend others. Try to say what's on your mind whenever possible, and don't be afraid to ask questions. Children don't really have a filter of knowing what is rude and what is just honest, but you do. For the things that make you honest, act like a child and speak your mind. To me, one of the greatest lessons from children is expressing unconditional love for themselves and others. Children express love freely. I believe they know it is innate within them. Giving and receiving love should feel natural, not like a scary leap of faith. Children just give love freely, oftentimes without thought as to whether it will be reciprocated. That might seem terrifying to us, but it's the only way to live fully, deeply, and authentically. I remember when Izzy was about 2 and she would be playing with her baby dolls. She would hug them and kiss them, and it made me curious, knowing that the doll wasn't expressing love back to her. Izzy taught me it wasn't about the love that we get back. It's about expressing our love out, and when we do that, we feel that love expressed back to us. Children know all love given is love received, and they feel their own love reflected back to them. Children express unconditional love. Our children are the only humans on this planet who actually make us understand what this truly means. They get it. Have you ever gotten upset with a child, then later realized how much you blew the situation out of the proportion? You feel horrible, prepare yourself to beg for their forgiveness, and by the time you get to them, they've already forgotten about it. They love you. They really, soulfully love you to your core. The good, the bad, the ugly, they have seen it all, yet they are happy to hug it out and spend the rest of the day with you. Children innately understand love. Loving someone doesn't have to mean that you have to like them or their actions. That is what unconditional love is. Why are we so afraid to love? Children simply love. There's nothing more to it. They don't think that one day their pet might die, or that a childhood love will be nothing more than a memory that they had as an adult. They love because they live in the moment. They live for today. They don't think about tomorrow, but thoroughly enjoy today. Love is one of the most beautiful things in life. So why are we so afraid of it? Are you afraid of suffering? Everything passes, even suffering, but no one can take away the fun that you had or the love that you've expressed. All these things taken together show us how being as little children do exemplify every teaching of all the great masters. Don't worry or be anxious about tomorrow, but live fully. Enjoy the day. Appreciate every moment. Judge no one or nothing, including yourself. Be curious, courageous, persistent. Do not be afraid of failure. Use your imagination. Pretend, play, get excited about the possibilities. Most importantly, look at the world and everyone in it through the eyes of love. Express the unconditional love as a child towards yourself and others, and you will experience the incredible, miraculous flow of life which the universe is conspiring to give you. To enter into your kingdom of heaven, go back to becoming as you were as a child. And so it is. Amen. I'd like to take these thoughts into some meditation. So I invite you to get comfortable wherever you are. whether you're sitting or lying. Take a deep breath in. Breathe in the love of the universe. And as you exhale, feel yourself relaxing into that love. With every breath, breathe in more love. With every exhalation, relax more into that love. Relax any physical tension that is being held in your body by softening the belly. Relax your eyes, jaw, and allow your shoulders to naturally fall from your head. You may begin closing your eyes when you're ready. After a short period of settling into present time awareness, begin to reflect on your deepest desire for happiness or freedom from suffering. Allow your heart's truest longing for truth and well-being to come into consciousness. With each breath, breathe into the heart center and acknowledge the appreciation of the joy and the happiness that you have experienced in life. Slowly begin to silently offer yourself appreciation and encouraging phrases with the intention to uncover your heart's sometimes hidden response of gratitude. Your phrases can be as simple as the following. May I learn to appreciate the happiness and joy I experience. May I live with the excitement each day of a child. May the joy that I experience continue to grow. May I be filled with gratitude and non-attached appreciation for each and every moment. May I see life through the curiosity of a child. May my mind and heart be open to new experiences, to new friends, to new love, to new life. May I learn to appreciate the happiness and the joy I appreciate. May I see the importance of the little things. May I take nothing for granted, but appreciate everything in my life with joy and happiness. May the joy that I experience grow. Notice where your mind goes with each phrase. Allow the mind and the body to relax into each reverberation of each phrase. Simply repeat the phrase over and over to yourself like a kind of mantra or statement or a positive intention or affirmation. Simply acknowledge what is happening and continue to repeat the phrases, being as friendly and merciful to yourself as possible in the process. May I see life through the eyes of a child. May my happiness and joy increase. May I open my mind and the heart with the curiosity of the child. May I be persistent and courageous as a child. May I move forward without the fear of failure, but with knowing that all things are possible. All things are possible with God. May I see myself and others through the eyes of love, through the eyes of a child. May I be non-judgmental. May I be accepting of each and every one of us, no matter sexual preference, color, creed, religion, or opinions. May I see as a child sees through the outer experience to the soul, to the divine nature within each and every person. May my life be filled with each moment of joy, anticipation, and excitement as a child. May I remember each and every day that I wake up that today is a new beginning, a new start. May I be excited in the happenings of the day. May I be spontaneous. Follow my heart. May I be imaginative and playful. Pretend and act as if. May I be grateful for each blessing that's given me. Can I dance? Can I play? Can I laugh? May I allow myself to be myself. May I return as I was when I was a little child. And may this little child enter into the kingdom of heaven and live each and every day in the flow of life, knowing with God all things are possible, and with the mind of a little child. And so it is. I invite you to take a few minutes on reflecting of those attributes of a child. Feel them through every cell of your body. Know that you have not lost this innocence, this love, this excitement for life, this appreciation, this curiosity. Today, make an affirmation and a commitment. Today, I live life as a child through the eyes of love, through the eyes of joy, through the eyes of appreciation, curiosity, persistence, and courage. Today, I live life in the flow. And so it is. Amen. Take a deep breath in. You can start moving your body. Coming back into this present moment, but staying in this present moment and living in the present moment just as a child does. When you're ready, you may open your eyes. Know that all is well. And so it is. Amen.